Coming to you from the Ultra Staff Studios in Chicago, welcome to the Staffing Buzz Network with your host, Bob Petke. Hello, Staffing Buzz Network viewers, and welcome to another exciting edition of the Staffing Buzz Network. And today is going to be another exciting session where we talk about the sensation that's sweeping the nation. We call it EDGEovation 2026. So I am calling all UltraStaff users, If you have not registered yet, get yourself registered for EDGEovation 2026. I know at some point here we're going to have a QR code that you can bring on. There it is there. Don't worry, we'll bring it up again at the end. But since you're joining us here now, early on, click on that. It'll take you to the registration process, and you'll get to go from there. It's going to be a great conference. It's a one-day conference. Edge users, calling all Edge users. And we're going to have the best and brightest from our own organization there having breakout sessions. We have keynote speakers. We've got some breakout sessions. As a matter of fact, one of the two people that are going to be on our podcast today is going to be doing one of those. So we'll get a little bit more information on that. What's also nice about this is our EDGEovation 2026 piggybacks at the same location on days April 22, April 23, and that's going to be in all of these events. EDGEovation and ourselves and the Midwest Staffing Conference are going to be held at the Drury Lane Theater in Oak Brook, Illinois. Great location in between two of Chicago's great airports, so you can get there relatively quick, right off of a major artery on the highway. So plan to be there. It's a for UltraStaff Edge users. This is a moment in time that you do not want to miss out on. And so with that said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring in our first guest today. Brett Reeder is going to be joining us from us. He's a business development guy. He is from LLH. That's Live Life Healthy. Brett, did I get that right?
Yeah. Live Life Healthy Healthcare. Our goal is kind of preventative medicine. So.
Great. And you guys are going to be a silver sponsor for us, and we're so excited to have you at EDGEovation. As we get started here, get kind of warmed up a little bit, tell us about your company and your involvement in the staffing industry.
Yeah, I mean, the product of LLH is a suite of benefits that kind of affects a whole household. So employee, spouse, children, that was developed for the staffing community. And the reason that is what we kind of saw across the board is there are offerings that aren't really maximizing the ability for the employee to use them. They don't really impact the household as much, and they don't allow for the employer to maximize on savings for the participation in those benefits. We made a product that, through a very low threshold of eligibility, gives the employee and their family a suite of benefits they can use at their service, like prescriptions, lab testing, things like that, and also some financial assistance to help them make better health choices while they're in their temporary term, helping that staffing company with retention when it comes to those staffing clients. So
obviously a tremendous benefit to the associates that are working for a staffing organization, those that are on assignment. Sounds like just an opportunity that somebody can't miss up if they're not enrolled in this program already. Talk to us, is there, obviously there's a tremendous benefit first and foremost to that associate, but what about, benefits is I'm running an organization, and again, I'm always putting my team first, the people that are out on assignment. Tell me why, as somebody from maybe a financial standpoint or why would I want to consider this as well? Because the first thing that I think of is like, oh man, this is another benefit. I'm gonna have to spend a lot of money to do this. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, I mean, when we talk about cost, the beauty of our program is through some government regulations, and when it comes to preventative medicine, if you look at the Affordable Care Act, things like that, when it talks about it, the purpose of it is to decrease out-of-pocket costs, no co-insurance, no deductibles. So the product actually, comes out net balanced for the employee and their household. All of the benefits, because of those guidelines, can be used unlimited. with no copays, no deductibles, no out-of-pocket cost. And so the mechanism we use also allows for the employer to maximize on Section 125, which is essentially just letting them, maximize on the reduction of paying FICA expenses. So the employer now is empowered financially to make better decisions for their organization as a whole, and the employee is empowered with the benefits to keep them healthy, keep them sustainable. We also extend those benefits an additional 30 days after their term ends, so they can set up needed lab testing, prescription drugs, and things like that in between stints, and also pointing them back to that staffing client when they're ready to go again into the workforce.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, all of a sudden you're now enrolling in a program. Your associates that are on assignment, they're going to be able to take full advantage of these benefits, these health benefits, and other means of benefits. And when it comes to the actual staffing organization itself, it's kind of a win-win situation where, based on the rules and regulations that are in play, that this could also be very advantageous for a staffing company to get into as well.
Absolutely. I mean, for the employer too, healthcare has changed so much, especially in the insurance realm, and major medical is doing less and less of kind of what it's
Sure are. Yep.
a lot of capacity. So even for the internal employees, our benefit, because you're having no copay, and like I told you about when we were kind of before, I started by using the program. I was with Social Security for 15 years. I was a FICA tax expert, and then moved into LLH because I love the product. My daughter is a cancer survivor. She's pre-diabetic. There's a lot of expenses there, and major medical wasn't filling all the gaps for me either. So it allows me to offset $1,800 worth of prescription costs annually to our product. It allows me to have all my lab testing at zero copay. And then also the time it takes for visits with the virtual services really expands not only to the temp, but also to those internals as well. And then overall benefiting the arch of the company with some savings that were created for them to provide better benefit services.
Great stuff, buddy. This is healthcare. I think that there used to be two things that people didn't want to talk about. It was religion and politics, and now it's starting to become religion, politics, and healthcare. So if you can kind of ease the pain on something like that with a product and a service like what you guys offer at LLH, that's fantastic.
I mean, we just see that year in and year out, the level and the numbers on underinsured and uninsured individuals just grows in the country, and there's really nothing that's putting a Band-Aid on it. And here we kind of came in and found a solution where there was a problem to create a pathway that now people can get their basic care needs, urgent care, primary care, mental health, which has an average wait time in America of 63 days for a first-time mental health visit now. Like, how somebody struggling with mental health doesn't need to wait that long. And obviously zero copay prescriptions, lab testing, like I talked about, and some other features, we were able to kind of encompass that into one product so that not just internals or temps, but everybody can enjoy having needed services at the touch of their hand.
Right. I'm going to do a little segue here. Let's segue into the fact that first of all, we thank you for being a silver sponsor of EDGEovation. So we thank you and the good folks at LLH for that. Let's talk about what you're specifically looking forward to in relation to EDGEovation. You're going to be in a section where again it's partners of Ultra Staff Edge, ABD Ultra Staff Edge. Talk about what you're looking forward to, and then you're going to have a booth there and talk about why people are going to want to stop by and see you.
Well, I'm going to bring clips, so if you need your chip clips,
okay,
we got those for you. But I think the main thing for me when it comes to coming to conferences like this or events like EDGEovation and working with a great company like Automated Business Designs is staffing is different than a lot of other industries, as it's a community. It is very community oriented, and if you're serving the staffing community in the best way possible, you're also working in direct correlation with people that they're already partnering with.
Sure.
Because it's such a close-knit group. And LLH this year made me our staffing liaison. We wanted to kind of put not a singular face. You'll see a lot of us at these events, but somebody that's tied into that community to be able to Go to things like EDGEovation, partner with great companies like Automated Business Designs, find out the new innovation, find out other people are servicing them better, and then how we can come in conjunction with that and work for the overall good of that staffing community.
Great. And we're looking forward to having you there.
Sorry.
With that in mind, anything else as far as LLH, anything exciting to announce, anything that's new with your company? You did kind of allude to a little bit of expansion on how you're doing some different things as far as what your offerings are. Any kind of final thoughts as we kind of conclude here today?
Well, one big overhaul from 2025 into 2026 is we built and developed a new app where we own the rights for it. So
Okay.
we are able to add more and more products. The more trust we gain in the industry, the more product we build out. So between 2025 and 2026, we had some primary objectives. One was extending the benefits to the entire household, which we were able to do. We were also able to, where we used to have a lab kit that came to your house, we were able to create a partnership with LabCorp and Quest Diagnostics, where every single member of the family at either of those locations, the largest in the country, can get zero copay lab testing. We also quadrupled the number of zero copay prescriptions on our formulary. So we went from 265 to 1,109 prescriptions that can be used by a whole household at zero copay. And that is not just like our motto or anything. That is our commitment to constantly developing better healthcare to serve the American person, specifically in the staffing industry. We also grew in capacity. So I told you we just moved into a building. Another thing we did is our call center. Everything is in-house now. So we wanted to control the narrative to healthcare. We want to be able to build out bigger and better products, and we're empowered through the trust we gained with the staffing industry specifically to do that. And we're really excited for 2026 and beyond. A couple other things, you'll see our name around at some events, conferences and things. We're going to be doing some main stage forums with Tannenbaum and UHY and some others to kind of bring light to this specific niche, if you will, of benefits. So make sure you tune in and go to those things, and we'll love to see you there.
Perfect. Brett, stand by. Go sit back in the green room. We've got a whole open bar there for you, and relax until we bring you on back here.
All right. Thanks, Bob.
Brett Reeder, thanks for being here.
Pleasure.
LLH. Make sure you check them out. You're going to come, right? If you've been waiting for your chance to enroll in EDGEovation, this is your chance. The time is now. Do not let another day go by, and get yourself squared away so that you can be there. Well, we're going to go ahead and bring our next guest right in. Mitchell Martin is going to be here. He's sales director of the staffing and RPO at Veritone. Also another silver sponsor of EDGEovation. Mitch, thanks for being here.
Absolutely, Bob. Thanks for having me. Excited to be on the show today.
Yeah, we're excited to have you here, and I'll just dive right into it. Talk to us about Veritone. Talk about your company and your involvement in the staffing industry. I can't wait to hear about it.
Absolutely. Thanks, Bob. So a little bit of background about myself. I've been with Veritone going on 4 years. Came over through the Broadbean acquisition that we'll dive into.
Okay.
Our staffing team actually has over 110 years of experience just on our staffing team. Been in the industry going on 5 years on both the staffing vendor side, the technology side. Coming through the Broadbean acquisition has allowed me to see a lot of different views inside staffing companies of all levels, from startups to the enterprise companies and everywhere in between. But Veritone at its core is an AI software and solutions company. Our goal is to make sense out of unstructured data. So you think of all the data in a staffing firm, emails, calls, clients, vendors, all of that data is spread out, especially when we're talking about job distribution, job advertising, all of the different portions. So Veritone saw a gap to where we have Broadbean, which is a global name, a global distribution solution to help clients within their ATS multi-post out to all their job boards globally, feed all of that back into Edge in real time. We can also purchase media on clients' behalf for the Broadbean side, so we can help you save money on what you're already buying and then optimize that existing spend. But then we also acquired a company, PandoLogic, which is a leading programmatic job advertising. And that's more of a performance-based model, high volume. It becomes a one-click solution. We're using AI to decide where does that job go. And then combining both the Broadbean global distribution with job boards clients already have with the performance of the PandoLogic programmatic, we brought both of those solutions together to be able to offer a 1 to 2 person startup, a solution all the way up to the Manpowers, Randstads of the world, and anywhere in between. So we're very excited about our positioning in the market and being able to bring both solutions together to be able to serve our staffing clients.
Great. So I like to work in the world of, feature and benefit. So you talked to us about your features there, the different offerings that you have. But now let's talk about the value, right? So you've got these things. So, we have a partnership and people are enrolled in utilizing Veritone services and products. What's the value that you're bringing to the staffing community with these things?
Absolutely. So I go back to the data problem, and what I see from the startups all the way to the larger players in staffing, all the data is disparate. There's a lot of acquisitions. Things are moving quickly. Job boards are changing daily. So we've had a footprint with Broadbean since 2001. So we have all the access to the job boards. We have the experience in the industry. So no matter where you're at, if you have a strategy, if you don't have a strategy, what we're hearing from everyone has a strategy, but that's changing. And that could change in a week, a month, or 2 months, especially in the staffing industry. So no matter where you're at on that journey, we can meet you where you are, take a look at your workflow. What are your processes? What are your job boards? Where are the gaps? Is it a cost per applicant gap? Is it a technology gap, a people gap? Help you outline what your workflow looks like. Where are those gaps? And then is it a technology piece where we need Broadbean to automate the postings, feed all those back into your database, make sure you're already paying for that job advertising. You want to make sure everything's in the database, everything's tracked, so you have real visibility. Because what I see from a lot of our clients, especially acquisitions, or if they grow quickly or they scale down, they don't have visibility into that data, or maybe it's a manual process of looking at that data. So that's where we can really come in with all of the solutions and then decide what works best for the client. And then we like to do a full scoping strategy conversation before we launch anything. We want to understand what jobs you have. What are your urgent needs? Is it local? Is it global? Are you expanding to different clients? We can support you, again, where you are, but also if you scale up or maybe need to scale down, we have all of those products in one partner that can scale with you.
Great. Let's talk about your sponsorship. Again, very thankful for the Veritone Silver sponsorship of EDGEovation. And let's talk specifically about what are you looking for when people, you're going to have a booth, again, partners of UltraStaff Edge, ABD. Talk about what you're looking forward to, and then maybe, why people should stop by and talk to you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been in sales my whole career. I started in field sales for 6-7 years, all in person. After COVID, everything moves pretty remote, and I enjoy the in-person relationships. I was actually on a call earlier today with a partner I met 5 years ago at an event, and we're still close. We have that personal relationship. The industry's changing, AI's changing. Things are changing so fast. Every event you go to, things are going to have changed. So it's important to be ahead of that, be ahead of AI technology, but it's also the relationship. You're meeting new clients, you're meeting the existing clients. We're meeting with our valued partners like yourself, Bob, and you don't get that same interaction and partnership outside of a conference environment. And back to the AI piece, I've been to 4 to 5 conferences over the past 4 to 5 months, and something changes every month. It's not things are going to change in 6 months. It's something's changing now. And if you're not working with your peers to address those challenges, see what's out in the market, you're probably going to get left behind. So that's why I would, encourage going to the event. There are other users that experience same issues that your user or that another company's users experience, but But if they don't bring that to light, have that conversation, meet with the executive team, meet with your team, meet with vendors, there's a lot of things that could be missed by not attending the event. So it's really the in-person relationship building. It's the technology that's always moving, always changing. And who doesn't like a good party?
That's right. That's right. Mitch, you're going to be doing a breakout session called the AI Advantage, how global talent teams are redefining recruitment and their ROI. Talk about your breakout session and why people are going to want to make sure they don't miss it.
Absolutely. So we'll be doing a fireside chat with the mutual customer Flex staff on our programmatic solution. We're going to do a high-level overview of AI at the start, what it is, what's changing, but the majority of the session is going to be a question and answer before and after implementing Veritone with ABD. They're utilizing ABD UltraStaff Edge. They needed a more efficient way to post their jobs, optimize their budget. So we're going to have a really nice chat through that. I want to have a very interactive Q&A session. It's going to be AI. It's going to be real-time customer example, but also want an interactive session on what are you seeing, right? What are your pain points? Because as we have Broadbean, we have PandoLogic, we can buy the media. We're continuing to innovate, look at what's next. Is it screening agents, different things within the workflow for a recruiter? Those are the things that we're going to talk through in that session. So very excited for the opportunity.
Great. And we're excited to have you. We're excited to have you in our vendor hall area. We're excited to have you as a breakout session leader. I think a lot of people are going to get a lot out of this. Just one more reason why people should not waste another minute if they haven't enrolled already. And for those of you that are already enrolled and you've been listening to see what you've got coming, I'm sure you're very excited to see what we've got here. We're going to ask one more question, but Jennifer, if you want to go ahead and bring Brett back, that'd be fantastic. There he is.
Thank you for the hospitality in the green room. That was
absolutely. Hopefully, well, Mitch was there before you. So
yeah, it was a great time.
Oh, you left that for me. Thanks, Mitch. I appreciate that.
He got it all cooked up for you. So, guys, I wanted to bring you both on so you can each get a chance to answer this one last question. And, in some ways you may have answered it already, but just some more perspective. And the question is you're a partner in our industry. You work and you've been to these types of meetings before. You've now heard what EDGEovation is all about. For those that have not signed up yet, what is one reason why you think it's important for them to get enrolled in EDGEovation? And Mitch, we'll start with you.
Absolutely. Thanks, Bob. So there's a couple reasons. So we are, this is something we do for our regular process, but we're offering our campaign analysis ahead of time for Edge attendees. It's a pretty detailed analysis, so anyone that can schedule that beforehand. We'll also have incentives at the show for booking demos, as well as incentive pricing for our clients.
Okay.
And the second piece, Bob, that I wanted to touch on, just the AI piece and how fast everything's moving. It's a great opportunity to meet your peers and see what they're doing with AI. Everyone's using AI in their organizations. There's normally not a plan. There's not a process workflow. So I'd love to have a conversation about the recruiting workflow, the gaps that they see, because more often than not, staffing leaders, as much as they try, they don't know the end-to-end process. So if we can help them map that out, because at its core, AI is all based on the data. So if you don't have the right data going out of the system, going back into your system, you're not going to be able to be effective there. And then for some of the leaders that are pumping the brakes on AI, slowing down on AI, you're already behind and your team's using it. Your best team members, your best executives are using it. So as an organization, you have to come together and decide this AI thing, we have to figure it out now. It's not let everybody figure it out. There has to be a plan and a committee. But we'd love to help companies talk through that as well, because we do have our full AI division along with our Broadbean, PandoLogic. But looking forward to the event, Bob. hope we can see as many current clients and potential partners as possible.
Great insight, Mitch. Thanks for that. And then Brett, right back to you. This is that chance, right? People are listening. Why do they want to make sure if they haven't already, we want to get them signed up? What's your take on it?
I mean, I think it's right there in the title. It's edge. You know, you guys want an edge when it comes to the industry. You want an edge in what's being frontlined. You know, a lot of conferences, they're multiple days. You get a little bit of fluff in there, right? This is a one-day event, so you're getting no bones, no frills. They're just coming with the newest things in EDGEovation collectively. And then from our seat here at LLH, this is our introduction into an integrated platform with ABD. So, you know, we didn't really highlight this in our discussion, but from an administrative perspective, this is kind of a kickoff to our integration where you're not having any administrative burdens for the LLH product, or at least a decrease of those from a week-to-week standpoint. Because of that integration, everything is streamlined with ABD. So this is our kickoff of that. Once again, like Mitch stated, if you guys want to get a demo beforehand or see us there, we'd love to talk to you before or at the event. But I'm excited, Bob. I'm excited for the whole thing, man. And I really appreciate you letting us be a part.
No, you're right. And you know, yeah, we do have those automations in place between both of the organizations. You couldn't ask for a better scenario when it comes to taking advantage of those benefits that your associates are going to have. So, and you know, talk about return of investment. You know, we don't charge. This is a free event. So, you know, anything that you pick up, including a chip clip, you've already seen a return on investment with that. Brett's going to give a chance to show. Oh, wait. Oh, now we're doubling down. We're doubling down. Mitch is like digging in his pocket. I don't know anything.
Yeah, I'm thinking we may have a prize coming. It hasn't been announced what it is, but we're going to do a raffle at our booth to give away a prize. We'll also have pens and paper, chip clips, maybe socks. So definitely come on by.
Doing a Dunkin' booth. What? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my goodness. Brett, Mitch, I want to thank you both for being on the Staffing Buzz Network. We are looking forward to seeing you both on April 21st in Oak Brook, Illinois at the Drury Lane Theater. Thanks, guys. We'll see you again soon.
Fantastic. Thanks, Bob.
You bet. Come on already. What are you waiting for? Let's go. Let's get yourself registered for EDGEovation 2026. We're going to put that QR code on the screen here again. If I got it right, it's right here. Yeah, there it is. This way. All right, good. There it is. Get yourself registered. There is no cost to you. And if you want to go ahead and stay on and really kind of put the cherry on top and stay for the Midwest Staffing Conference, you know, one of the biggest regional conferences, probably the best, I think, outside of some of the big ones that are out there. And I think it competes with the very biggest and best of them is the Midwest Staffing Conference. We've got special pricing for that. So UltraStaff Edge users can get a discount, stay a couple extra days and learn about that. It really is the sensation that's sweeping the nation, EDGEovation 2026. Get there, get registered. And with that said, my name is Bob Petke. I am the host of the Staffing Buzz Network, and we look forward to seeing you on April 21st. Thanks, everybody.